Hey friends, we're back, and I want to talk about another strategy idea, which is the orthodox and the unorthodox, or alternatively translated, the expected and the unexpected. And this also comes from daoist strategy, and very, very, very useful idea to me. Use it all the time. The claim is as follows, that in a competitive domain, whether it's warfare or business or, a sport, anything like that, anything where there's competition, in order to win, you need two things. You need to have mastered both the expected and the unexpected, or the orthodox and the unorthodox. Neither of these alone is sufficient, but together they're both necessary. So what does that mean? Well, in any competitive domain, there are just simply things that you have to be good at in order to win. Like, the example that I always use is Tesla's cars. Because in order to have a car company that's successful, you need the vehicle that you're creating to have seatbelts, right? Like, nobody's going to get into a car without seatbelts, without various safety precautions. Nobody's going to get into a car without doors. Nobody's going to get into a car without wheels, or, there's just certain things that you need in order to be able to get from place A to B in a safe way. Those are expected. Those are orthodox. And you need to have them. You cannot succeed without having mastered them. In order to have an army, you need weapons, and you need tanks, and you need troops, right? And you need supply lines for those troops, and food supplies, and all of that. Gas, etc. Those are just necessary. Those are just orthodox. You have to have them. The example that I like to use with the service guild is with the love department. To succeed at spreading love in the world, you just need guided meditations, and you need people with the ability to lead those guided meditations. And, we have a book about loving kindness, The Path of Love. You just need those things. Everybody who's teaching love and kindness has a book and guided meditations, and we have a weekly event, that sort of thing. Saturday Night Metta. That's just necessary, but it's not sufficient. It's not sufficient. You also need to master the unexpected, the unorthodox. So with the example of Tesla, they have something called a bioweapon defense mode, where their cars, if you press a certain button, if there's bioweapons in the air, it will filter the air such that the air coming in from the outside is cleaned up to a very, very, very high degree of precision, such that you're not exposed to bioweapons, even if they're in the outside environment. And that's something that Toyotas don't have, that Nissans don't have, that Hondas don't have. At least they didn't when Tesla came out with that. And they were like, that's cool. Nobody else has that. There's a bunch of other features that Tesla has that nobody else has, or no one else had at the time. And having those unexpected things that are unorthodox in combination with mastery of the orthodox is a recipe for success, where people will be like, well, yeah, it has the requisite seatbelts, but it's also got a bioweapon defense mode. Maybe I'll buy the Tesla instead of a tried and true Toyota, because the Toyota doesn't have a bioweapon defense mode. The Toyota doesn't have a full screen computer with an animation of where it's going, or whatever other the cool features a Tesla has. There's all this cool stuff that a Tesla has that a Toyota doesn't have. That means that Tesla is already out of the gate going to be competitive and successful. It's very likely to succeed. In the context of the military, a simple example would be poisoning the water supply. Maybe you have the army and you have the guns and you have the supply lines, but if you poison the enemy's supply line, that might be unexpected. Or, the Trojan horse, right? If you give them this gift and you sneak men in with this huge gift such that they can invade the city, that's unexpected. No one saw that coming. They had the men with the weapons, that's expected, but they also had the unexpected, in that they gave them this big wooden horse, and they're like, maybe this is a gift from God or something. The combination of the expected and the unexpected leads to success. With the love department, one of the unexpected things that we do is we have metta dance parties, and we have a music crew, Heart Kiss, and Sharon Salzberg or TWIM don't have those things, and I want Sharon Salzberg and TWIM to succeed. I want them to flourish in the world. I'm not actually trying to outcompete them as such, but I do know that we have in some ways a competitive edge in that there's unique things that we have to offer. And that's good because it means that more loving kindness will enter the world. The ability to have an unexpected spin on something traditional means that you're much more likely to succeed. It also solves, like, for example, marketing as a problem, where like meta dance parties, we put some work into marketing them, but people also want to market them themselves. They're like, hey, cool, there's this cool, amazing new thing coming to town. Like, let's get our friends together. If we know people who do loving kindness meditation already, or who meditate already, who like to dance already, like, why don't we go to this thing? It seems cool. I've never been to something like that before. And that means that we don't have to work as hard to market the thing unless we really want to, because it has some built-in word of mouth potential. So if there's something that you care about and you want to succeed at it, and it's in a competitive domain, say you're starting a small business or a startup or whatever it is, then it's worth thinking about the expected and the unexpected, the orthodox and the unorthodox. On the one hand, you have to be really good at cover your bases. You have to be good at everything else that everyone else is doing in that competitive industry or domain or whatever it is. But how can we give an unexpected, unorthodox twist to this? What can we do that's different? What are we already doing that's different? How can we play that up? What perspective do we have that's different than everybody else? And how can we take actions and do projects that are in line with that? So this concept's been incredibly valuable to me. I'm always thinking about it with the Service Guild. What are the expected and unexpected, orthodox and unorthodox things that we do in each department and in the Service Guild overall? How can I lean into that? How can I make that work to my advantage so that we are succeeding and likely to succeed? And, the Service Guild isn't in a strictly competitive environment. We're not a business. We're not trying to outcompete people. But I do want our ideas to succeed, and I do want them to flourish and spread. I want our work to spread. I want it to have a positive impact on the world. And for that reason, it's really worth considering this concept from strategy and considering how to implement it. It's been incredibly useful to me for my own projects, and I also like thinking about my friends and allies' projects in terms of the orthodox and unorthodox. I hope this is valuable to you. Would love to hear any comments you might have. Feel free to share them. In the meantime, I am sending you love.